guys, this is Introducing Emmy, and we're back with another Redline Tuesday, this time from somebody known as Sean. That was the only information I had from them, so that's all I've got. Normally I usually do a bunch of setup work beforehand, but I didn't do that this time, so we're going to do that right now. One of the things I'm going to do is I'm actually going to recrop this using the rule of thirds, which is it's pretty much what it is. It's, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And I'm just going to put this character's face right in the middle box here. So, yeah. Because I looked up this character, it's from a webcomic named Homestuck. That sounds weird. And this character has big long horns, and I think that it's important that you see the horns. It's important that you see the horns. They're part of the character. No, you don't have to do that, but I'm going to do it just because this is kind of a smallish drawing, and I'm probably going to wing right through it. And I feel bad. I've been putting out some kind of short Redline Tuesdays lately. But next week is a big one, I promise. It's a comic. Ooh. I love doing the comic red lines. They're kind of long and complicated, though. Usually I get too into it, and I'm like, oh, and then we could do this, because it's like a bunch of little drawings that make one big drawing, So, flip. Uh-oh. Oh, my actions aren't loaded. No. Oh, no, they are. What's going on here? Play. I want that to flip. Huh, that's weird. I don't know why it wasn't doing that, but okay, whatever. So, while I do the red line for this, I'm going to talk a little bit about some other random stuff. So, I was gone for some days up visiting good friends up in Benicia, California, which was very cool. But I'm happy to be back. I always say I'm going to take 1,000 days off, and then after 2 days, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to work again. I'm ready to draw. Well, not just draw, but, work. So I left a day early, and I feel really bad about that, but I was like, I want to do stuff. Well, then on the way home, I have my dog traveling with me, Shiloh, and I stopped at a rest stop so that we could get out and walk around a little bit. And she could use the potty and get some water and stuff. And just real quick here, I'm kind of, so over here is where the other horn is going to be. And I would recommend using some lines across the head to set that up if you're having trouble kind of figuring out, like I am, where the horns should go. I have a character with horns too, so a few characters with horns. So just like that. So, and you can even put a little mark here for where they start. But in the original drawing, unless this character was looking straight on, which I'm not totally sure if they are or not, you still couldn't be, you wouldn't see this inward curve from both sides. So, and this eye is so much smaller than this one, so that leads me to believe that this side is more foreshortened. So that's what I'm going with. So I'm kind of turning the head ever so slightly. Okay, anyway. So I stopped at a rest stop, and I had her vest and her leash on at this, and I was holding on to the back of her vest, and I dropped her leash for a second to, I can't remember if I was adjusting my shoe or getting her water bowl or something, but I dropped it right into a pile of fire ants. And I didn't even notice until I picked up the leash, and I was like, oh, look at all these fire ants biting me all over my hand. And I was like, ah! And I ran to the bathroom, and I was like, get them off, and they were biting my hand. And of course I'm freaking out because I have to drive, and I was still 2 or 3 hours from home. Actually at that point I was more 4 or 5 hours. I ended up getting stuck in traffic through LA, but anyway, so I'm thinking I have to drive, my hands are gonna be all chewed up. Oh, it was the worst. But no, they actually didn't get me too bad, and they didn't get her at all because I unhooked the leash as soon as I saw them. and they didn't get on her. And I whipped the leash into the back of the car. I was like, get back there. I probably took like 5 or 6 ants home with me. But, oh, that sucked. It sucks so bad, you guys. And then, about like 2 days after I got home, no, it wouldn't have been 2 days. It probably would have been a little more than that. It was a couple days ago, though. We lost power, and I was actually asleep when it happened, and Dave wasn't here, and my computer has this backup pack, so that it like let's say like I was working on this and I was just like, oh, I'm gonna go get lunch now, and even though I've saved it, you know, I still don't want the computer to just be like whoop and like shut down. Like if there was a power outage, I want to be able to come up and like shut my computer down. Well, just through the fates and everything, apparently the computer had started to update, and I'm gonna make this just a little lighter. Well, the computer had started to update when the power went out, and I don't know exactly what happened, but the battery pack that keeps it from just like automatically shutting, like, you know, like keeps it from crashing basically when the power goes out, it didn't, I don't know if it didn't do its job or what exactly happened, but my hard drives, like all of them, got corrupted. I have a bunch of hard drives hooked to this computer. And we didn't realize that though, because the power was out, so we just shut the computer down and then we waited. Like I wrote, and I think I like got stuff organized for this week and everything. And why did you do that? Why did you do that thing? Let's see, how are we gonna do the horns? We'll draw one and then we'll like kind of just mirror it because we're lazy. We're cool like that. So anyway, the power comes on, and then like by then, like we're eating dinner and I'm like dicking around downstairs and stuff, and then my husband, he's like, well, I'm gonna go to bed now, and I was like, cool. So I just decided, well, I'm gonna stay up all night working because I missed like a whole day of work while the power was out because none of my computers were on. So I come up here and I'm like, all right, time to turn on my computer, and it was like, nope. And it kept giving me these weird errors, and I kept trying to like kind of go in the boot menus and see what was going on, and I wasn't getting any luck, and I tried a bunch of different things. Finally I had to go get Dave up, and I was like, Dave, come fix my computer, I don't know what it's doing. And then he was like, oh shit. I think I'm not totally sure, but I'm pretty sure he thought all my work was gone because he couldn't find anything on the computer, but he didn't want to tell me because he knew I'd have like a mental breakdown. So he took the hard drives out of my computer and took them down onto his, and I run Windows and he runs Linux, and so he had to like install Windows and get the Windows hard drives to update and stuff, and then it just decided, oh, I'm gonna work now. And I don't know, we saved the computer though, and it started working, and we were super happy. But I still lost a lot of work time. I lost like 2 or 3 days worth of time. Like I've just been like sitting around the house doing nothing. And then of course, as soon as I get back on the computer, I turned on Skype, and Seamus, SSO HPKC, is like, do a card, and I was like, okay. So that was kind of like my warm up. Sadly, because of the way the drives got corrupted initially, like I've lost all my shortcuts for some reason. So I've had to like start going through and resetting. I've been resetting all my shortcuts, and so this is actually the first thing I've recorded since my computer's been back up. Which I think is also why my action keys aren't working. You can't see that, but I have like little shortcuts in Photoshop set up. I'll have to go and check in a bit like what's going on. So here I'm gonna add some wrinkles to the face, just a few, nothing to like make the character look aged, but just enough to actually what I want to do is I'm gonna trace this eye shape because this is really interesting, and I feel like this is important. This means something. just going to scoot it up into place here. Erase some of this. I like it. Let me flip this over. So that was like my fun little adventure that almost made me cry 1,000 times. I have to admit, I was pretty scared after like a few hours we weren't getting my computer up and running, and I was like, no. If my stuff is all gone, I'm gonna stop. I had a Mac years and years ago. I had a Mac laptop that I did all my work on. And to this day, I'm still not totally sure what happened, but one of the hard drives just decided to die. And at that time, I don't know if I was dating Dave or not, but he lived in the area I grew up, and I knew he was good with computers. And I ran over there with my Mac, because he had a Mac too, and I was like, please save my computer, I don't know what's happening. Because it was like shutting itself down and it wouldn't start up. And he managed to get all my files off of the computer like seconds before it just like imploded on itself. I still have the computer. Like, we've since got it to work like years after the fact. It's like a really old PowerBook. But it's basically like a big paperweight. I think like my wedding photos might be on it. I mean, this is from years and years ago. But there's not really much on that computer I need. It's just, you know, I feel weird about getting rid of it. It's my baby. It got me through college. So yeah, I'm just gonna put a little wrinkle here, just to really like show that he's like, like I don't know what he's thinking here, but but he's obviously disgusted. Okay, and let's do some teethies. Now, in the original drawing, they're all kind of like different sizes and shapes, and this one's even kind of bent in one direction. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but I'm going to try to keep that. So, with teeth, unless you're doing something really stylized, you want to know where the jaw would be. So, let's pull up the red line. Okay, so we're going to do like a little bony structure. I'm going to make this just slightly lighter. And, okay, so this is, you know, the skull. So you got your eye sockets right here. Oh, I have another story to tell you guys after I go over this. I'm just using this as like chat time. And then you've got the bridge of the nose, the little nosy bones and nosy holes. And then okay, so this is kind of like, I mean, obviously this is like a cartoony character, so we're exaggerating some anatomy here, but this is kind of what like the structure underneath. You'd have your eyeballs here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to actually have the teeth stop right about in here and here. And the reason we're doing that is so we can show some of this cool structure, like going back in and like a tongue and everything. Okay, so this is kind of what we're going to be doing. I'm actually going to make that lighter, put this on top, this darker. There we go. We're going to be doing this, this, and this. Okay, so let's do some jaggedy, funky teeth. I like this drawing. good expression. It touches the little cockles of my heart. Okay, so I draw this. I'll tell you this other story. Hold on, I gotta think of it. I had it in my head, and then it just, like, went away. What's the other thing I was gonna tell you guys? I think it had something to do with my drawings. Something to do with Seamus, maybe? Or... no. I'm thinking. Oh, I know what it was. So, there's like a local community college around here that does like adult education classes, and each class, well, not like each class, but like each course that you take is like $75 or $50 or something like that. It's really cheap, but they offer like a few art classes, like painting, watercolor drawing, things like that. And I was like, maybe I could just like take a drawing class, because I think it's only like once or twice a week, and it's so cheap, and it would be like a good excuse for me to kind of brush up on the basics, you know? But like, I'm starting to have second thoughts about it, because it's like this, oh, by the way, I'm deleting this like little skeletal structure, so say goodbye to it, bye! Okay, there it goes. So, but I feel kind of bad, because like, I'm not exactly like a noob to drawing, and these are like level 1 drawing and painting classes, and I don't want to like go in there and like feel like I'm showing up the teacher or something. I don't know, that sounds really silly, but like I just never know like what people are gonna think, you know. But drawing is one of those things where you're never, I almost said you're never good at it, but that's not really fair. You never master an art, you know what I mean? Like, you get really good at it and then you die. You know, like, there's just no way in your lifetime that you can ever become satisfied. Like, if you are a satisfied artist, you're not working hard enough. So, but you get somewhere with it that you can produce work and you can be somewhat satisfied, but like the vast majority of your stuff, you're always just like, I hate it. I hate this world. I hate what I do. No, I'm being a little pessimistic, a little bit of a downer. But what I'm trying to say is, like, you can never stop learning. So I really want to take this class and all, but I had kind of like a funky experience one time, where when I was, I think, in high school, sorry, just concentrating a little bit. When I was in high school, there was this program through like advanced, I don't know if like they still do this anymore, but we had this thing called Gifted, where if you were like at a certain level in school, you could go on like special field trips, and like basically your grades like earned you like trips and things like that. I don't really think they do that anymore with, is No Child Left Behind still a thing? I don't know. But anyway, point of the story is, I was allowed to go on this field trip that was like an art field trip, where we would go to like local colleges that had art programs. And the area where I grew up was kind of small, so like all the art programs they had were sort of like practical art, like meaning like art that would definitely get you a job, and not like I'm gonna paint roses for the rest of my life kind of art. So it was all like digital, and this was years ago, so this is back when, like, you know, you're gonna build websites for a living kind of art, you know, you'd be doing like graphics and things like that. And you were allowed to like try out each of the classes that they offered, and one of the things that you could try out was Photoshop, like a Photoshop, like how-to Photoshop class. Now, I had Photoshop when I was younger. My parents got it for me. That and Paint Shop Pro. Is that even still a thing? That's what this episode is called. Is that even still a thing? So I was not like amazing at it, but I had a lot of, you know, skill with it. And basically, up on this projector, the woman who ran the class was like, well, I'm going to show you some general things, and then you can just, you know, go, you know, ham hog crazy on it. You just do whatever you want. And so I was like, cool. And so she showed a few little things, and then she was like, you know, you can draw, or you can like design graphics or whatever the class was about. And I I drew something, but I don't remember what it was. I probably don't even have the drawing. It doesn't matter. And she would like then take everybody's assignments and show them up on this projector. And when she got to mine, she was like really like, oh, all right then, like, fuck you, you don't need this class, you know. And she just was so mean about it, and I felt terrible. And I was like, oh, I don't want to do good anymore. But I'm so worried that that's gonna happen with this little like adult class thing. So I'm probably like, if I do it, I'm just gonna like keep to myself and like just stay in the back and don't make direct eye contact with anybody. But like, I want time to do like figure drawing and still lives again, and I can't really like, I don't have an excuse right now because I have so much shit I gotta do. Like, it's like a never-ending pile of comics and commissions for me, and I don't really like have a good excuse. But like, if I pay for it, I feel like, yeah, I paid for this, I have an excuse now, I have to go to class, goodbye. Or something, I don't know. But I think we're pretty much done with this, and I chattered through the whole thing. Now, this character doesn't appear to have ears, and I don't know if, I'm assuming that's intentional. I was looking at the original, and there's just this shadow here of what an ear might have been at one point. So if there was an ear here, okay, I'm just going to show you what it looks like for future reference. If there was an ear here, it would look kind of something like this. Okay, but I don't think this character has ears, so we're just going to get rid of it. Say goodbye. Pause your video. Study, study, study. Delete it. Boop. Can't study it anymore. Okay, so this is quickly turning into a black line Tuesday because I keep going over my own lines with conflicting colors. So another thing I wanted to say about this was, in the original, there's like all this great texturing with the pencil. I love this, like all on the jacket. I need to make a brush like that. That's pretty fucking cool. I'm trying not to swear so much, but it's hard. I'm gonna try some of it myself. Look at this. This is cool. I'm gonna have to remember how to do this for like a black and white comic, or a comic where I have like very limited options in texturing and color because it's black and white. I like that. Yeah, that's neat. Let's get married. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I really like that. It kind of reminds me, I used to do kind of like this basket weave texture on a lot of stuff. And this is like a more loosey-goosey form of that, and I really like it. I don't know, it's just, it's hot. It's damn sexy is what it is. And just real quick, in case you missed it, I just drew one horn and then like mirrored it. Bam. Look at that. 2 horns. Perf. And I didn't know what to do with his arms, so they're still just stuck straight out the way they were in the original. I hope that is cool. You could even put like a little sad rain cloud up here to show his anger. It's just like, boop. I don't even know. Okay, so there we go. That was from Sean. That's a very cool little drawing. How much time was that? I managed to almost fill 30 minutes, which is like my quota for Redline Tuesdays. Wow, why is it so small? Okay, there we go. So, oops, I need to save it. Apparently I didn't do that. Okay, so there it is, blammo. And next week we'll be doing a comic. So excited about the comic. So thank you to Sean for this drawing that we got to Redline, and I hope you learned a few little thingies, mostly about cool scrunchy faces and teeth. And I will see you guys next time. What? Oh, I gotta redo the whole video now. I messed up. No, I'll see you guys next time. Okay, bye!